Bishut Morai Vayetzei, with the permission of Hashem, I would like to wish you a good week. The Parsha of this week, it's when Yaakov Avinu had to leave his parents, his house. It was a big event. A man who never went out. He was not a young man, he was a very old man. He was about more than 60-year-old. And just imagine, when he got married, he was 84-year-old. Just imagine 24 years, 14 years, he was in the yeshiva of Vayetzei, and the rest he was working very hard by Lavan for his wife. My friend, a man who goes to nowhere, he only knows that he's going to go to Haran, where his uncle lived, Lavan. His uncle was a big Rasha, and that was destination with no money, no horse, nothing. Just he has to walk a few thousand kilometers. Just imagine somebody who just go like that to face a man that is not a very honest man, and who knows what's going to happen to him there. And besides this, he's a man that always is study Torah. He doesn't know what it is, the street. All what he knows is sit and study Torah and keep Torah and mitzvot. Now he has to go. Why he has to go? Because he took a big risk to steal the blessings that Yitzhak was supposing to go to give to Esav, and he took them for himself. And I would like just to tell you this. Here we are not talking about adventure, about a story. Here we are talking about something real. Don't think that Yitzhak Avinu, he was a man that he was a holy man. He was a prophet. It was not that we can cheat. That means we can turn his head around. He knows what he's doing. So the question is that should happen? Do Yitzhak really, he wanted to avoid to give the blessing to Yaakov and to give it to the bad man Esav? And then Yitzhak give that bracha to Yaakov, thinking that he was Esav, but he was not Esav, he was Yaakov. And then Yitzhak realized that the blessing that he gave to Yaakov, so he agreed with them. He told to Esav, well, by the law, and from Hashem, I didn't give you the blessing, I give them to Yaakov, your brother. Since that moment, Esav and Yaakov become enemies. So Yaakov had to go. Do really have to go? Is there another possibility that Yaakov, he remained home, doing peace with his brother, And Yitzhak will give another good bracha to his brother, to Esav. And Esav, they can live peacefully with his brother. There is another possibility. Yitzhak was billionaire, he was a very rich man. He could send some people with a lot of money, a lot of presents to Laban to buy, at that time, people used to sell their children, and to buy Rachel, and bring Rachel home, like what happened with Rivka, that Abraham sent Eliezer, and they took a lot of presents to the family, and he came with Rivka. It's a good possibility. So why Yaakov has to go? Vayetzei Yaakov Be'er-Sheva. Why he had to go? There is a lot of possibilities. So how we understand that story? My friend, you know that to serve Hashem, there's a lot of ways. That story that happened, it should happen. There is no way to avoid it. Abraham Avinu, he was a man of chesed. Yitzhak Avinu, he was a man of prayer, avodah, sacrifice. Yaakov Avinu was a man of Torah. But a man of Torah, not only in one place. A man of Torah should be going everywhere. You have to spread the Torah. The Torah, it's not only for yourself. You have, like we said, Moshe kibel Torah miSinai, Moshe received the Torah from Sinai, and he gave it to Yeshua. And Yeshua, he gave it to others. The Torah, you have to give it to other people. To do chesed, it's very easy. To pray, it's very easy. But Torah is not easy. There was a rabbi that in Yerushalayim, it was very, very, very snowing. So the yeshiva, nobody came to the yeshiva. Nobody came to the yeshiva because even the rabbis didn't come to the yeshiva because it was very, very snowing. People couldn't walk. It's a story about Rav big Rabbi Rav Hacham Abba Shaul, Alav Shalom. And then the next day, well, they were not, now people, the people can come back to the yeshiva. So the rabbi, he asked his student, well, what did you do yesterday that nobody came to the yeshiva? So people said, well, I was watching a little bit the snow. The other one said, I study a little bit Gemara. I study a little bit Musa. Everyone is, but there was one, he said, I study 30 pages of Talmud of Gemara with Rashi and Tosfot. You know, to study 30 pages, it takes at least 1 month. At least 1 month. And that Bachur Yeshiva, that boy, he studied 30 pages. It's incredible. And he didn't just study 30 pages. He studied in a way to understand them. This is the love of the Torah. That was Yaakov Avinu. I think Yitzhak Avinu, he knew that, excuse me to tell you this is something I never said it before. But you know, there is 70 ways how to explain the Torah. Yitzhak Avinu, he knows that Esau, he was a big Rasha. He knows that he killed people, he stole people, money from them. He raped married women, he stole them from their husbands. He was an idolatry man. The wives of Esau they used to do sacrifice to the idolatry, and from the smoke of the idolatry, Yitzhak Avinu became blind. Yitzhak Avinu, he did all what he can to help Esau. He loved him. For the love that he loved Esau, so Esau respected him. Don't think that Esau respected his father free. He got paid for that. He got the love. Can you imagine what that means? Yitzhak, he loved Esau. Do you know what is this? Instead of loving Yaakov, that he is the right man, he is a man of Torah. No, he loved Esau. So Esau got paid. Esau had everything he wanted. Because he saw his father loved him, so every time he asked him things. So he got everything. He took the advantage to ask from his father. Give me, give me. If he doesn't give him, he started screaming. Yaakov didn't ask nothing. He wasn't only he asked him to be peaceful. He don't want to go nowhere. I want to sit and study Torah. That's it. So now, Yitzhak Avinu become old man. Now he needs somebody. The spiritual heritage. There was Abraham, Yitzhak, the patriarch. Now who's the third? There is the third. From that third, Am Israel come. My friend, I know that Yitzhak Avinu, he knew that the third one is Yaakov. But he wanted that Esau to become at least something. He's his son. Yaakov, he has his own protection. The Torah Magina Matzoli, the Torah protect. He's okay. He's not worried about Yaakov. He's not worried about him. Because he trusted him. He knows that Yaakov Avinu, he was a man of Torah. No problem with Yaakov. Now the problem is Esau. After the death of Yitzhak, what's going to happen to Esau? The way he's behaving now, while he's alive, what is going to be after? So he gave him a chance. A chance. Because don't forget, Abraham didn't bless Esau. Abraham didn't bless Yitzhak. Abraham said, Hashem he's the one to bless. He will bless Yitzhak. So Yitzhak, he said to himself, I don't need to bless Yaakov. Hashem will bless him. Now I need to bless this one. I need to help him. I need to buy him. I need to make some change in his life. I want to give him a mitzvah to do it. Maybe that mitzvah will connect him to Hashem. To go to hunt. To suffer hunting. He was a good hunter, Esau. But Yitzhak Avinu, I'm sure that he prayed to Hashem, make the hunt difficult for Esau. so that he will really bring me, he will hand something with difficulties and bring it to me. And because I'm not allowed to give him a bracha with nothing to do. You buy something, you pay for it. So if I give the bracha, he needs to pay for it. See, now he got everything from me. But if you want to give, I am alive, I can give him. But after death, who's going to give him? Hashem. So he doesn't believe in Hashem. There is a problem. So Yitzhak Avinu said, at least that he will have something. At least he will be connected to Hashem. I don't want to do like Abraham, my father, that he married 2 women, and then before he passed away, Hagar with her 11 children, because Abraham Avinu he had 11 children, with 1 with Hagar and 10 with Ketoret. And there is some rabbis who said that Ketoret is Hagar, it's Ketoret. That means Abraham Avinu had 11 children from Ketoret, from Hagar, and before he passed away, he sent them away from him. And he designed Yitzhak to be the one to get the spiritual heritage. So Yitzhak Avinu said, I can do like my father. My father had 2 women. I have only one, Rivka. And Rivka, and I had from her 2 children. I don't want that from those 2 children there will be 2 kinds of Judaism, 2 kinds of one that respects Hashem, the other one he doesn't respect Hashem. One who studies Torah, the other one that doesn't study Torah. I can't, I don't want. I want to be a unique religion, to believe in Hashem. Even that he's not a Ben Torah, even that Esav is not a man of Torah, at least he will be religious, believing in Hashem. How can it be, and they can get married together, the children of Esav with the children of Yaakov, why not? My friend, that's why Yitzhak Avinu, he wanted to give a chance. Hunting. How to hunt the Sahara. So my friends, that's exactly what happened. Do you think Yaakov Avinu alav shalom, he wanted to steal something that it doesn't belong to him? No. But my friend, Esav, he didn't want to be near Hashem. And that's why Hashem, the prophet said, Orav et Yaakov et Esav sinitim. That's why the prophet said, Hashem, he said, I love Yaakov and I hate Esav. Why Hashem hate Esav? From where we heard that Hashem can hate somebody? You know why? Because his father gave him a chance to get a life blessing forever. He didn't ask him to be a rabbi. He didn't ask him to sit and study Torah with Yaakov. He just asked him, go and hunt for me something that you can do a good shechita and make me a good night, a nice food. Do you think Yitzhak, he was an old man, he was blind. Do you think he loved to eat steaks? Huh? Do you think? No, he wanted to test because he knows his son is a thief. He has all kinds of bad qualities. At least if he does something nicely, maybe he will carry on because he will know that all those blessings depend on what he wants to do. But that was the meaning of Yitzhak. He didn't want to give him the hand Hagar to be the leader of the Judaism. He didn't want him to be Leavdil, Abraham, Yitzhak, Esav, Chas v'Chalila. No. He wanted him to be a mensch. Hazakta, to be a mensch is not easy. You know what David HaMelech, he said to his son Shlomo? He told him, before that David HaMelech passed away, he told him, "Hazakta be'ita le'ish." Be strong, be a man. What do you mean? Why? He's not a man? Why Shlomo is not a man? He was the most intelligent man of the world. Since he was a baby, he was intelligent. You know, I saw in the Midrash that a lot of times when Shlomo HaMelech was a baby, he was 8-year-old, 6-year-old, he used to be a good judge. He used to judge people. The people used to come to consult him. He was more intelligent than anybody. Before Hashem blessed him with intelligence, he already was born intelligent. So how his father tell him, be strong and be a man. Be strong. Yes, my friend, to be a man, you have to be strong. אשרי האיש אשר לא הלך בעצת רשעים. David HaMelech said, what a big compliment. A man that he doesn't follow the ideas of bad people. אשרי האיש, not to follow, because Hashem created a man to be good, not to be bad. איש. איזהו גיבור, הכובש את יצרו, who is a strong man? The man who had his yitzhara in his hand. When you have a bad idea to do bad thing, you don't do it. You know it's not good, so you don't do it. So Shlomo HaMelech, David HaMelech said to Shlomo, "V'chazakta v'eita ish," be a man, be a strong man. Because sometimes we are weak. As much as you can be intelligent, a time can come that you can be a weak man. So, it's David HaMelech said to Shlomo, even that you are intelligent, always remember, hazakta, get stronger, stronger, stronger. Your wife, she burned the food. You come from work hungry. You want to eat. You smell the burning of the food. And you see your wife in the telephone talking to her mother, your mother-in-law. So what do? You start screaming. No, be quiet. Conserve your anger. Don't be angry. The contrary, take the dishes, wash them, and invite your wife to go for dinner. This is a match. So Yitzhak Avinu, he wanted that his son Esav to be a match. All the time he was in the hand of the Yitzhara. Basta, enough. Be a match. Hashem, he created you to be a match. So be a match. This is the big compliment that we can give to a person. That he don't fail in the hand of the Yitzhara. You see, you want to eat, and there is no kosher food. So be careful, be a match. What a big deal if you don't eat. If you miss one dinner, if you miss one meal, what a big deal. Be a match, don't eat. What if there is a doubt about something that is not kosher? Your wife, she's nida. Again, she's nida. Again, she's nida. Be a match. You know, it's forbidden to touch a woman that she's nida. What you should not look, don't look. Be a match, don't look. My friend, this is what Yitzhak Avinu wanted to do to Esav. To make him to be a man, to make him to be a normal man. But Esau, he wanted to remain as it is, as he was. So my friends, that's why he lost the blessing. And that's why Yitzhak, he couldn't bless him again. He don't deserve this kind of blessing. He lost them. He showed that he has no interest and with Hashem. With all what Yitzhak wanted to give him, to make him a man, and he don't. He wanted to remain a man of the street. So, he lost it. Now, Yitzhak Avinu, the one that he loved so much, Esav, now finish with him. Now we can't, he didn't want to give him another bracha, a spiritual bracha. The spiritual brachot, he don't deserve them. What he's going to do with them? He showed that he don't need them. He don't want to be a man. To be a Jew, you have to be Hazakta ve'itali ish. Because the mitzvot that Hashem give us, they're not easy. They're very hard to do. They're very hard to respect. And you have to be a man to do them. So, you know, Hashem created a man with 613 members and veins in his body. And there is 613 mitzvot. And they are very, very hard mitzvot. And to respect them, you have to be a man. You have to fight the Tzara. It's not easy to study Torah. It's not easy to respect mitzvot. It's not easy. And to do that, you have to be a man. And it's how can we give the opportunity to Esau to get and the spiritual life and the material life. And they didn't want. They wanted just the material life. Now, the Torah said, when you listen to Hashem, so Hashem will give you the material. And the Kriyat Shema, we said it every day, love Hashem with Misavot Nefesh, with sacrifice. You do that, Hashem, He will open the sky for you. Otherwise, there will be the contrary, God forbid. So, Rivka, she was worried that those brachot that they're supposed to be given that day, if Esav, he will miss them, if he will not get them, so those brachot, they will be missing. So, Rivka said to Yaakov, you have to take them. Anyway, you are the firstborn. You bought the Bechorah from your brother. That's it. You get them. And your father, he will know that it's you. Because all the thought of Yitzhak to give the brachot to Esav. So tell him you are Esav. But when he hear your voice, he will hear the voice of Yaakov. But tell him you are Esav. So in his mind, he blessed Yaakov, he blessed Esav, that he is in the hand of Yaakov. So his blessing will be to Yaakov, not to Esav. And anyway, the blessing that is going to bless you, they are spiritual blessing, not material blessing. Most of them are spiritual, and through those spiritual blessings, you can get the material. But Esav, he don't want the spiritual, he wants only the material. So that was not the meaning of Yitzhak Avinu. So get them. And Yaakov Avinu, he went to his father. And his father, he started to bless him. He told him, it's funny, it's the voice of Yaakov. So that means, he knows that never Esav talked like that. It was really the voice of Yaakov. So when he blessed him with the spiritual blessing, he blessed Yaakov and not Esau. And why Yitzhak accepted this? You know why? Because he smelled Gan Eden coming with Yaakov. That means that Hashem agreed that he will bless him. If Hashem did not agree, so there will not be the smell of Gan Eden coming inside with Yaakov Avinu. It's incredible. And now, the final was that Yaakov, now that he got the blessing, he needs to get married. Why he had to go? Because Yaakov is a man of Torah. And Torah, you cannot just sit in your place and study Torah. You have to spread Torah all over. And Yaakov Avinu alav shalom, he had to travel. He had to travel. Heve golem kom Torah. You have for Torah, you must exile. And that's what he did. He exiled. You understand, my friend? Of course, Yitzhak, if he wanted, he could send people to Laban with a lot of money and bring Leah, or bring Rachel, or bring the both of them. But Yitzhak Avinu, Hashem wanted that Yaakov, that he is a man of Torah, he must teach the generation to come that to study Torah, wherever you go, you can be Jew, you can be religion, you can study Torah. You are home, quiet house, you can be a big tzaddik. You can live with Reshaim, you can be elsewhere there, a big tzaddik. So Yaakov Avinu, he had to go to teach his descendants that wherever you go, there is Hashem. Hashem will send you angels to protect you. Wherever you go, you walk, you travel by plane, by train, you go to a place that there is no Jew. The most important is you. If you are strong and you are a man, you have nothing to worry. That's why Yitzhak told his son Yaakov, now that you receive the brachot of spiritual, so now go and spread the name of Hashem. Go everywhere. At least people will know who is Hashem. Because I cannot rely on Esav. Esav is a man of Tum'ah. There is nothing to do. And I don't want you to stay here. Because you cannot advance in the Torah while Esav is here. Go. At least by Lava you will be busy there. And they know that Hashem will protect you. That's why Yitzhak didn't want him to stay with him. Because between you and me, you can do peace together. Yaakov is a clever man. He can tell Esav, blessing, my father blessed me. He blessed me to be spiritual. You know you are not spiritual. And we agree with him, and they will do peace. But Yitzhak, he wanted that this following problem that they had together should remain forever. So one will not learn from the other. Esav, if you want to learn from Yaakov, why not? It's good. But Yitzhak knows that he will never learn from him nothing. But the worry of Yitzhak was that Yaakov will stay in his house, and Esav is there, he will disturb him from studying Torah. Well, if he go to Laban, he will be busy there working. and no one will follow him, because he knows, Yitzhak knows that Lavan is his brother-in-law is not a man of, he has a bad reputation, that he's a thief, like Esau. So that's why Yaakov Avinu had to go to the yeshiva 14 years to be stronger, really, a match to face Lavan. More or less, this is how I understand the story. And this story, it's carry on generations. What we can learn from that story, that the real place is to be a match. That the Yitzhak exists. And the only way to fight the Yitzhak is through the Torah, through the mitzvot. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. And that's what we learn. And look how many miracles Yaakov Avinu he had. Since the moment he left his house till he came back about 32 years later. Can you imagine what a Mesirut Nefesh, what a sacrifice Yaakov Avinu did to be a patriarch. And all this through the Torah that he studied with sacrifice when he was alone, when he was in exile, when he was far away from his father. He was a match. From Esav he learned something. From Esav he learned how much a man can lose a lotto by doing one mistake. How much Esav could win, not only for himself, for generations to come, if he would be a match. Listen to his father, to do one mitzvah, and do it good. And that mitzvah can bring him to be really a match. Forever. He did not listen to his father. He wanted to follow his own way, so he lost. That's what you have always to do a calculation when you do a mitzvah, what's the benefit you can have. When you do the contrary of the mitzvah, and you do a avera, the lose that you can lose. That's what Yaakov Avinu learned from this story of his brother Esav. It's not that he wanted to steal the blessing from him. No. It was a lottery. Or you win or I win. It was a day of blessings. So, or you, Esav, you get them if you respect the engagement and the condition of that your father gave you, or you lose them, I win them. That was a big lottery. And Esav lost his lottery. He lost the Torah. He lost everything. My friend, I would like to wish you bracha ve'atzlacha, and I pray to Hashem that we will have good news, Ve'at Hashem, and to be matched. Thank you. Bye.